Welcome to Alpha Theory. Consider this your spoiler warning. I wanted to ask the question if it is possible for all of the premonitions the OA has to be bad. I strongly feel that if they are real, it is quite possible that they were warning signs to stay away from certain things, and they might not have been puzzles to solve. Let us go over 3 examples of premonitions she claimed to have had that ended poorly for her. The first premonition she claims to have had was when she was a child, living in Russia. In this premonition, she sees the floating crayons while she is drowning. And at a later time, her school bus gets attacked and falls off a bridge and starts sinking underwater. Everything seems there, including the floating crayons, and the premonition seems to have came true. It is very possible that maybe she was just meant to avoid going to school or getting on that bus, as it seems unlikely that a child would have to figure out a way to stop a bus from being attacked. The second premonition I wanted to point out was when she had to meet her father in New York. He was never there, and she ends up one of Hap's prisoners for his NTE experiments. What if the premonition was just telling her to avoid going to New York? It could have just been saying, stay away, stay far, far away from this area, or a bad thing will happen at this time. This is another instance where solving some kind of puzzle would do nothing. The best case would be to avoid it. The third premonition I'll be discussing that occurs at the end of the season has to do with the school shooting. Doesn't seem like she was meant to stop it, and she looks pretty content getting shot at the end. But what if the premonition was just telling her to stay away from the school? Like it came off like she was the only one that actually got shot. Due to how few people got shot, maybe you could argue she somehow saved people, but I doubt it. I think the shooter would have been taken down regardless if she showed up or not. And yes, some people might argue that is what she needed to do. She needed to be shot to have an NDE, a near-death experience. But what if the goal of the visions was not to have NDEs, and for her not to be anywhere near death? What if their primary function was to keep her healthy and alive, and she's been viewing them backwards, where she feels she needs to seek them out and be a part of them? Overall, the first premonition ended up leaving her blind. The second premonition gets her tortured for years as part of strange experiments. And the third premonition ends up getting her shot. None of these have a happy ending, and none of them seem to serve any kind of true purpose besides bringing her harm. Let me know what you think about this theory. If it is possible that maybe her visions were just warnings for her to stay away from bad events. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you like this theory and you would like to see more theory or review videos on the OA or other shows.